Everybody's talking about the Nico, the big Tennessee divorce, whatever. Get your giggles in now, like my man was it Hans Solo said to Chewy back in the day. Laugh it up, fuzzball, because the portal reaper is a reaping. Get ready. Are you next? Are we next? Let's talk about it right here around the herd. Welcome. Roll Tide, Alabama fans, and welcome to Tight Sports. This is the Alabama Football Megacast and the People's Crimson Tide Network. How about that? Thank you for joining me on whichever virtual space you choose to peek through here on Tight Sports. We talk Alabama sports all day, any day, and especially any sport or situation where the Alabama Crimson Tide can get some shine. Here on Tight Sports, we always believe that we are in title run mode. So we just ask that you come on in and have a good time. Haters, come on in, take notes, behave yourself. You just might learn yourself something. Give a brother a pound and drop that pound on that subscribe button as you settle in. And if you have, if you get a chance, maybe I'll make you happy. Maybe I'll make you laugh. Maybe you just learned something today that you didn't know. Maybe you can hit that old like button. Hit it right in the eye. Punch that like button right in the eye and let that old algorithm know what Tight Zizzle is doing over here on Tight Sports. Welcome. Enough of that. The guy right here over this shoulder, that is the late Paul Bear Bryant. The guy over this shoulder is brother Bill Oliver, the architect of Alabama's legendary, and I do mean legendary. What is going on? Oh, that's my son. I'm hearing noises, and I thought it was coming through you guys, but it's my son's phone, which is too loud. Anyway, brother Oliver, who's a defensive coach at Alabama in the 92 team, he was a Crimson Tide National Championship player. He has passed away at the age of 85. Known as brother, he spent 33 years coaching with 2 stops each as assistant as Alabama and at Auburn, plus stints at Clemson and USL with the Memphis Showboats. He was a head coach at Chattanooga, UTC, from 1980 to 83, and he was Auburn's interim coach for part of the 98 season for Auburn University when Terry Bowden was run off the plains. He's a native of Epps in Sumter County, and Oliver signed as a quarterback for Paul Bear Bryant's first recruiting class. That means them boys go back a long way back. He played mostly defensive halfback. They said, boy, you can't throw get over there. I guess he was mad at quarterbacks ever since then, He had to be mad at quarterbacks. Like, yeah, go on over there. You're an athlete, boy, but you can't throw with nothing. And he was a senior on the Crimson Tide 1961 team, which allowed just 25 points all season. Golly. Oh, man. The good old days. After several years as a high school coach, he got his first job under Ralph Shug Jordan, or Jordan, for those who know who he is, in 1966. And he returned to his alma mater in 1971 as part of 8 SEC championships, 3 national titles under Coach Bear Bryant before leaving in the 1979 season. When Gene Stallings was hired as the head coach in 1990, Oliver came back to Tuscaloosa to run the Crimson Tide's defense. The 1992 squad was his most memorable. Yes, it was. Gave us life, gave us reputation, and really, it just scared the heck out of everybody. That was a group that led the country in all 4 major defensive categories. And his masterpiece was the 1993 Sugar Bowl, in which Alabama held top-ranked Miami to without an offensive touchdown. Gino Toretta, how you doing, man? Anyway, Lamar Thomas talking all that noise. Yeah, I still remember what you said, Lamar. Talked so much stuff he got fired from the OB, the Orange Bowl, as a commentator. Dummy. Anyway, Alabama won that game 34-13. Should have been worse than that. They took back one of the greatest plays that never happened. And the victory clinched Brother Oliver's 5th national championship. One as a player, assistant coach, or whatever. The Crimson Tide posted 11 men on the line of scrimmage at various points of the game. I'm laughing because they always ran like a 4-3 or something. And they win that game. Bro, I'm not lying. They win that game, and it was like, old person was back there was like George Teague. And you didn't want to throw at George Teague either. So it's like, we can't run against 10-man front. Oh, clearly they're just not going to run the pass. We can run past them. And Gino Toretta, I remember first play of the game, he looked over there. It used to be Eric Kerr, John Copeland, Eric Kerr. Or was it Eric Kerr and John Copeland? I can't remember. Kerr and Copeland. He looked over there. It used to be all season long, folks. It was Curry, Copeland. Then they're kicking butt. He got in that game, it was like Curry and Copeland. He said timeout. I think the first play or the second play, he said timeout. Then when they ran a play, next play, he called another timeout. I still ain't seen nobody call timeouts that fast in the game without being an injury. Outstanding. John Copeland, All-American defensive end with the 92 championships team. He said that Oliver was a genius. He said this in 2017. He said, we would go into football games knowing exactly what the opponent was going to do, sometimes before they would do it. Copeland said it's not the big picture with Coach Oliver. It's the big things that add up to the big picture. It could be something as small as a guy lines up here. This is going to happen. If he lines up here, this is going to happen. It was all those little things that put us ahead of the game. Close quote. Oliver stayed on the Alabama staff for 3 more seasons, but often butted heads with the other butt heads that we had after Stallings left. And he stunned the state's football world. He did. He stunned the state's football world. Just to let you know how big of butt heads we had coaching after Stallings left. Coach Stallings left when he left to become a defensive coordinator at Auburn. So just in case the kids, you don't know if it could happen, it did happen. It can't happen again. Eventually assumed interim duties for the final 5 games. But I would like to note that Brother Oliver did not coach for the sideline. True story. I was in Montgomery, Alabama, and a friend of mine, we were like in what was that? Sam's. And he asked us a question about TV or microwaves or something. He was getting ready to set up the lake house at Lake Martin. And we was asking him just stuff and personable, nice. Didn't seem like, the big old coach at Alabama, 5 national championship. He's a regular guy, treated us with respect. Spent, I don't know, we helped him for about 4 minutes, and he talked to us for about 7 minutes. And my partner was not even an Alabama fan, but we hung out. But nice guy. Oliver retired to Lake Martin area after the season at Auburn, but often served as a consultant on various college teams. Most famously, I didn't even know this part. He worked periodically with Steve Spurrier when Spurrier was with Florida. He was inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame in 2013, and I think eventually he should be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame if he is not already in there. I didn't look that up. But Brother Oliver, rest in peace. I feel sorry for those quarterbacks. They'll think they're going to be no blitzing in heaven because here you come. Here you come. Don't mess it up, brother. Hey, brother, do not mess it up for yourself. Or go there blitzing, man. You're supposed to be playing a soft cushion. No, what is it called that thing? The NFL, the Pro Bowl type defense. Just a little pushing, not even no thumping. Just keep it easy. But I got a feeling, boy, it's going to be a little rough up there on those quarterbacks. Okay, moving on for that. Well, first of all, that was kind of a downer. I just found it out myself about an hour ago. Now I'm trying to get now, and then also this pollen dropped something in my forehead, so I'm kind of like I'm about to puff up and blow up. But there is great news on the recruiting front for the Crimson Tide. I didn't even turn my music on. That's what get me going. Turn that on. Kamarion Johnson is a promising football talent for Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He is verbally committed to the Crimson Tide. He's an edge rusher. I just want to say this because a lot of people, y'all need to get y'all some linemen. I think I see what they're doing now. We always get edge rushers out of high school. Sometimes they weigh 230. This guy weighs 240. Sometimes they're 260. But you know what happened to people when they get older? They gain weight. Some of them don't. But sometimes when people they come in 300 pounds, they may not have the footwork you would like to have. Now, I know there's a lot of guys out there that are regular dancing bears coming out of high school, but I think this is what DeBoer and them, they're kind of different because everybody like, y'all ain't no big lineman. That's a lie, and I'll talk more about that later. Back to Kamarion. He is right-handed, class 2026. They say he has raw athleticism and a high motor, and he specializes in physicality. I think I like this young man already. His junior year, he had a really big year as far as doing everything they needed him to do, except an outside linebacker. They rated him as a B when it comes to pass coverage, but 240 pounds chasing around people like Latzia Brooks. What you expect to happen? I mean, but he's graded as A on run defense, B+ on pass rush. He got to learn that technique. Coverage is a B. Physicality is A-. His motor is an A+. I take that A+ and that A- and physicality and motor, put those together, and somebody's going to start losing some games. And it ain't going to be Alabama. I can't wait to watch the film on this guy. I look forward to checking him out and seeing what he's going to bring to the table, because the University of Alabama, we need our linemen. We need our linemen to be devastating and awesome. And I just can't wait to pull that up with the other guys coming in. Right now, Rivals has moved our class with these 5. We have 5 people that have signed. 24/7 has us up to 27th. Rivals has us at 25th. And On3, who they must run their website from a survey at the University of Alabama, they got us ranked as 7th. But that's okay. It's early. We got to have 15, 20, 25 more people to go. So it's early. We're moving up. We're not stuck in the 40s anymore because we ain't had nobody. When we had one signee, we were like 47th or 48th on everybody's list. So we've come a long way in a short period of time. Now, I'm going to do this. Try and do my sounders. Yeah. Let's talk about the ladies. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. I'm trying to do these sounders. One of them have a real top-notch sound machine. But I just want to talk about some championship business right now. The Alabama's gymnastics team is set to make its second consecutive and 40th overall appearance in the NCAA gymnastics competition. That means a lot. I told you we are raising championship mode around here, and this is what I'm talking about. The Crimson Tide will be the only team out of the 8 that's there that are going to be competing that's not ranked in the top 8. You know why? Because the girls are coming into their own. The ladies are ready to do it. They come into their own, obviously. They're in the top 8. The championship will be held at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. They're going to have 2 semifinals. The first one is going to be on Thursday, April 17th, and it includes Alabama, them Gators, that goofy tiger from Missouri, the depressed looking Mike the Tiger from Missouri, and the Oklahoma Sooners. And y'all know Oklahoma, y'all know we owe y'all one. It's going to start at 3:30. It's going to be on ESPN2. And then session 2 is featuring. It doesn't matter who playing in session 2. Because the ladies of the Crimson Tide is going to dispatch their arses as soon as we get a chance to. So it don't matter. I don't care who over there. They're going to get a beat down if we get there. I do right. That's right. I'm talking a beat down in doggone gymnastics. Anyway, you can catch that on ESPN. Top 2 teams will go at it later, the final day. Hopefully, Alabama and some other suckers will battle for it all. Good luck, ladies. Get out there and lock it down. Roll Tide to the ladies of the Crimson Tide. Whew, let me check this chat real quick. Let me check this chat. Where are we in the chat? I can't disrespect the chat. Wow. This pollen knocking me out, y'all. How you doing there? 5 Adam, what's going on with you? Can you update us on the DL Titan Davis, Elijah Golden? Woo! Yeah, that's a lot. I cannot while my hands and my feet are being used to run this program. But I'm sure if they are with the Crimson Tide, I would do a video on them as they sign. Not before. I don't even like doing them too early because sometimes they switch up and go somewhere else. Let's see. But I am going to talk about defensive linemen here in a minute that are on the team from the A-Day. The plane is empty. Plane is empty. Yeah. Hey, it's me. I'm sorry. What up? How you doing? It's me. Thank you for joining in today. And Jerry Stein compare Kamarthian to Jeremiah B. Yeah, well, Beam is a little bit bigger now than he was. 5 Adam, they said that he plays right now. He's an edge rusher and he's an outside linebacker. That's why they were saying in coverage he needed to work on that a little bit. But don't we all? On 3 is the best recruiting services, in my opinion. I like on 3. My buddy DC over there, Auburn Addicts, he said they're real biased toward Alabama, which that makes sense to me. So, Huggy, what's going on, partner? Thank you for chiming in for a little bit. Okay, right back at it, y'all. Let's see. Now, had the big A-Day. Let's call it practice because it wasn't really a scrimmage. They did scrimmage. It was something. But it was nothing. People don't like it. But, hey, you got to protect your roster at all costs. So, new day, folks, we don't need people in the roster just disappearing. And while I'm talking about disappearing, let me just address this Nico thing right quick. Everybody's blaming Nico. How could you do this? Nico, we need some rules. Nico. First of all, Nico is not going to be the first or the last person to disappear on their team when they least expect. You can blame Carson Beck. I guess you can blame Miami. Or you can blame Carson Beck for doing good at Georgia. I don't know. The man supposed to got $4 million to go to Georgia, and y'all expect everybody to sit there and accept a measly 1.4, 1.8. This man got 4. And if you think he's garbage, I want 4 to stay here. The Tennessee team lost a lot. I don't know how good or bad they are, but Tennessee lost a lot. Nico, man, went out to the practice and was like, and I got this kind of from DC. He said this. He was like, he probably went out there and was like, hey, man, we need to either get some more money. We need to leave up out of here. Now, I did hear he asked for a Bugatti, a $4 million Bugatti. I love it. But it ain't his fault. He's just a product of his environment, an environment that was created by a court system who had to finally step in after 80 years of college football, 70, 80, 100 years of college football. And then when it became profitable 40 years ago, folks was like, hey, let me get some. Hey, let me get some. Hey, let me get some. Then up to about 15 years ago, people was like, this ain't right. You ain't giving us none. This ain't right. You ain't giving us none. So when the court step in, they taking us all the way back to square one. Except this time, the power lays with the players. I've been saying it a long time. First of all, if you saw my latest short, I said Nico was going to leave back in August of last year. It just didn't make sense. I don't know. It just didn't feel good. His brothers out there, that whole culture, California IA, drop tops, and just all that stuff, man. I just didn't think he's going to be in Tennessee very long. Tennessee? I mean, if it went like Clemson was near the beach, that boy wasn't going to survive that long with no salt water. You up in the mountain, all that clean, pure water. No. I just thought he was going to leave. And I thought really he would leave because one of them terrible schools in Los Angeles, California, or somewhere along that West Coast was going to be like, you know what? We can get more money and get him come back over here because 1.4 million, 1.5 million in Knoxville, Tennessee. What's the equivalent? About 3.75 million. You need about 3.75 million in Los Angeles. I don't know who Lincoln's quarterback is. I don't know who UCLA's quarterback. I don't even know who the coach is there. Is that still Deshaun Foster or whatever his name is? I just thought when them schools would get him back home. I thought he would, and then he probably found it like it's difficult to play out here. It's hot. These guys are big. They bigger than me. They faster than me, some of them. And those that are just a little bit lighter than me are 3 times faster than me. And they vicious, they meanies, all that kind of stuff. I just didn't think it was gonna fit in. And I could just see him coming into the stadium. He look at that long-haired freak. And like, he can spin it though. I just didn't see it. And I was right. He going somewhere, he gonna be all right. But for a long time, when they could have set this up at the beginning and say, okay, we're going to give y'all a little bit of something. People may not know how back behind they were. But for years, people were losing their careers for getting suits and trips to funerals and, I don't know, getting an apartment paid for or something. These people getting their careers taken. And you take all that, whether you agree with it or not, you take all that treatment that the court took it and said, that wasn't right. So now they have destroyed the old system and they got to build a new system. And the only way you're going to get balance, I mean, the only way you're going to keep me, who got some rational sense to keep this doggone show going, only way you're going to keep me from shutting this down and opening up tight sports portal management is you got to get a CBA some kind of way done with all these players, male and female, and get everybody on the same accord. So at least that when you have your spring game, you ain't got to be the mighty University of Alabama and hide your spring game in the middle of campus, and you got to watch all the cameras out there because you don't. That guy right there, he works with ABC. Get him out of here. That's the ESPN guy. He's on. No, they hiding the spring. People are literally hiding football practices because they know that people like me could be in the portal saying, Hey kid, I can get you another $500,000 if you come with me to Wake Forest. Come here, kid. And they leaving. These agents out here that these people are using, they could be their cousin, brother, or the person they went to high school with. You could be a person out of jail that just know how to hustle. This is a legal hustle. All you got to do, get the names of the players, get all their accolades, like what I'm about to do. I'm already doing this to shoot these footage for y'all, for these players and stuff. And then I'm lining them up. Then if I get some additional right now footage, oh yeah, I can shop your whole name the best unit you got. Let's say our wide receiver room. They say, oh, people just bragging on our wide receiver room. You can shop everybody in there. Hollywood may not leave. Horton just got paid. Jeremy Bernard may be set on his way to catapult to the NFL, but you got 7 other fellas in there. Oh, they got this guy named Rico Scott over there, coach, or whoever the GM at whatever university. I think you can get him over here another $300,000 and leave in May, and he can be on campus in June. Think y'all look at that? And I go to 4 or 5 other schools, tell the same lie like I know this guy, Rico Scott. And then I finally just hop on X, hop on Instagram, or I don't know, drive to Tuscaloosa and say, Rico, you want to make $300,000? Holler at me. Rico might listen. I'm still going to work in the morning. Oh, mama driving last year's Lamborghini. She need the current model. You got to take care of mama. That's one of the key principles here on Tight Sports. You got to take care of mama. Daddy need a new truck so he can keep going to work. Notice how mama get to retire. But anyway, I'm just saying. So they got to come to a CBA where you can have rules in place that everybody got to follow. You can register your agents. We can come up with an agreement. Football players can only leave maybe at the end of the bowl season, sometime in there. Basketball players leave after the March Madness, and we won't be leaving twice a year because we worried about our education. That's what they say it's for. That's why you got 2 portals, about education. So you got to have rules set up. And, people we got to put them under contract. You don't want 10 players on your team under contract being represented by me because I'm going to break you. Because I got to pay for college too. I'm going to break you. Let's just say I got 10 players. I wouldn't do this at Alabama. University of Florida. I go down to Florida, coach like, hey, coach, all my boys on your team need extra $50,000. And the starters, 3 starters you got, they're going to need $250 tonight. We out. Because tomorrow is April 16th, or 2 days now is April 16th. They might get sucked up in the portal. And you think I'm playing, but you don't. There are despicable people out here. Not me, but my alter ego is a despicable person. And I will break your team, coach. So they got to get this together. It's going to take a minute. It may take 5-7 years. Just bear with them. Bear with everybody. Bear with the kids that are going out to get an extra $1 million. It just is what it is. And before I get to this 8-day thing, let me go in here one more time. Where am I at? Huggy with the, I don't know. I don't speak hieroglyphs. WD, and there's an eagle. I don't know what that is. So do you expect 31 Keon Keeley, 6'5", 25 to play every game as a part of the rotation? I am going to address that here in a second. I think he's going to be yes, I do think he's going to in the rotation, but I think he's going to be a number 2 position. Well, they're saying they're going to do a lot of rotating to keep everybody fresh. So what that means is that 60-40, is that 45, is that 40-40-20? I wouldn't be surprised because on defense, they are like 3 deep in a lot of different places. And that's going to help keep people around. Even if they're young and don't play, they know, well, I'm about to get in the rotation as a sophomore. It's going to be hard to please everybody. There will be some people lost. And we might pick somebody up in the portal. Who knows? Nico, I'm just playing. I think they say he cannot. Yeah, I hope so. Oh, God, I hope so. I'm a big guy. I know you can't tell by this sexy silhouette of mine. I have just gone to the weight room and just worked out, but I sleep on my side. And when I tell you my shoulder got so tight, I couldn't put my hand around to the small of my back, and I went to physical therapy. And now they saying when Proctor first got hurt, he was in warm-ups. I guess I don't know what he did, but he just made contact with somebody and started hurting, and it's been ailing ever since. I don't know if he's had surgery, but I can see that they've been talking about, I think he was at 370, and really it's going to be hard for him to play the way Coach Grubb wants him to play unless he can move with it. I don't think it's hindered him, but I think it has something to do with that injury. But I'm no expert. I'm just overweight. Anyway, do you expect Seven Cole Adams to play a lot of wide receivers? Not a lot. Not a lot. I think he will play some, though. I think he comes in right at 5th receiver, to be honest, because Lasir Brooks, Lasir Brooks got to play. I mean, he's probably like Waddle 2.0. He's a playmaker. He got to play. So that's like, so you got Hollywood, Jeremy Bernard, Horton is killing him at 6'4". Yes, he's going to play, and he can catch. Miami said he couldn't block, but Kalen said we got it. Then you come in with Lassiter Brooks and Cole Adams because he got experience. They were talking about Rico Scott as well. And they were wondering really if some of the receivers, because it's like 10 of them, they're going to step into the portal. More on that in a minute. Like, Daddy need a new boat. Interesting thing. I've been watching. I get distracted, y'all. I'm like, squirrel. But I was watching the show. It just popped up on my little whatever algorithm, hit me up with this show. I didn't know anything about this life. It's me probably knows all about this. There are people that stand at these Miami boat launches and boat launches at very popular places. Go watch one of the videos. It ain't just about the ladies in the bikinis. Like, there's some people that are really either really drunk or really stupid that are allowed to own boats. And they're dangerous. These people, man, this dude almost tried to kill himself with a doggone boat the other day. Like he was gonna lift his pontoon boat up and put it on the back of the what do you call that thing? His trailer. I was like, that's crazy. Thank you for dropping through, Huggy. I know you gotta run. Let's see. Drake. Yeah, there was a lot, no, but he's battling with a guy with a little more playing experience. They are expecting him to get some time this year. But he is battling against somebody that, if I'm not mistaken, I have it in my notes here. I think the guy is a guy Howard out of Howard was at Michigan, then he went to Utah, and now he's with us. So I think the person has a little bit more experience than he does, but the future is looking very bright for Mr. Dre Kirkpatrick. Is that junior or the second? So anyway, moving on. We know we had a quarterback battle. I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I know I've been rambling a lot. But they say, Ty Simpson, them did their thing. Keelan Russell did throw an interception. I think Keon Saab got him. But they were going half speeds. I don't know what that really means. They said ball security was done pretty well. Everybody was really impressed, though, with Ty. And actually, Ryan Glurb came out in an interview and said, well, if we had to play today, he said Ty Simpson would start. Take that for what it's worth. That's what I've been saying from the beginning. I ain't said he's going to start all 12 games, but you got to start there, so to speak, because you got to keep that room intact. Let's see. The wide receivers, Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton did a double pass, resulting in a touchdown. I mean, it's all spring training stuff. But I'm trying to see how this team is going to form up. The special teams will fine, except for we had a punter that's hurt. We may go in the portal for a punter, y'all. Don't bother me at all. Connor Talter is probably going to be our place kicker. Alex Osperoff he's a freshman, but he was hurt. Or is he going to sophomore? He's going in his sophomore year, but I think he got hurt, so he hasn't been practicing a lot. And his backup is Blake Dowd. Dowd is a rugby-style punter, though. I don't know if they're saying he can't do the job, but I like having a rugby player on the field because that's like another tackler. And I wouldn't even call what they do tackling. I call what they do destroying. But he ain't afraid of that contact. So I like having a full-fledged tackler on the field. Dow comes over from the School of the Mines. I don't know if y'all know what it is. Colorado School of Mines. It's a Division II program. If you go look that up, you got to be like super smart to go to that school. And this man plays rugby. So, man, that's something else. Safeties. The safeties did a pretty good job out there. Just naming our safeties real quick. Keon and Bray Hubbard is probably going to be your starters. Xavier Mincy, Ike Taylor's son, Evan Taylor, Cameron Howard. They deep. I mean, we are deep on this defense. We were just talking about this with the cornerbacks, Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown. They were kind of hurt. Then you had this freshman. I think he's going to his sophomore year. No, he's a true freshman. Dejon Lee is on Dejon Lee. That's it. Dejon Lee. Watch my video drop tomorrow on how to pronounce these people's names. I'm still working on it. Cameron Calhoun, Red Morgan, Chuck McDonald. Now they're saying Red Morgan is a possible transfer possibility because he moved from cornerback or from safety to cornerback, and now he may be moving over to Husky. Anybody, I mean, not even for the money, but anybody that thinks they can make another team could be leaving. He's been there for 2 years, and it's fierce. They went and got other players too. So, Deshaun Jones is the person I was thinking about. Five Adam, that I think Deshaun Jones transferred from Wake Forest in 2024, he's going back and forth at the Husky position with Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. And they're saying that they're going to definitely mix it up, going for one another. Jones has the inside track, but he's in his final year. So Kilpatrick, where he is going into his sophomore season, he definitely probably will be the man going forward. Now, running backs. Got a lot of running backs too. I've heard the name Daniel Hill is a backup. Draylon Washington is stepping up his game for the University of Louisiana, who just transferred in. Haven't heard that much about Kevin Riley, but they say AK Deer is literally out there running and gliding like a deer. But your starters are looking like Jam Miller and Richard Young, who, if he hadn't got hurt last year, we weren't running the ball, so it didn't really matter. To me, it didn't matter. But Richard Young, they say he's pretty electric. So I'm looking forward to all that. Let's see. Wide receivers, we full. Look, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah, Rico Scott, Jalen Hale, Cole Adams. Jalen Hale is battling with Cole Adams as well. You got to remember, Jalen Mbakwe transferred over to the receivers when he was about to hit the transfer portal. He came back and said, I'm going to be a receiver. But it's full, and I hadn't even gotten to the names of Derek Meadows, Lacia Brooks, and Bubba Hampton. Bubba Hampton's out there, but Lacia Brooks, I don't know how many plays let's say we play 70 plays on offense. You got to get Lacia in the game for about 6 plays. 2 of them need to be based around him. That's the kind of playmaking ability I'm talking about, folks. I think they're going to go 3 wide a lot anyway. They may play 6 receivers. I mean, of course, 6. I think Cole Adams will be in that. Du Bois said that on the radio last week. Ty 100.9. He was saying that it's realistic to have like a 6 receiver rotation. So that means 2 to 3 on the bench. So somebody could decide to transfer if a freshman is getting that 6th rotation or that 6th spot in the rotation, and you sitting there about to go into your junior year. If you're a sophomore now, gonna be a junior next fall, and there's other players coming in next year, so gotta take care of mama. Hollywood didn't make it to A-Day. He's been held out the whole spring. Proctor's been out the whole spring. Tight ends been beat up, but I think they'll be ready to go in the fall. Josh Cuevas, Danny Lewis, I think he's hurt. I know Marshall Pritchard just got hurt. Caleb Edwards shows up from California in the fall. He's like how could I describe him? He kind of reminds you of that. Was it Novacek that played it? No. He didn't. Not Novacek. It was a Dallas Cowboy tight end. He didn't win a ring, but he sure was effective for what's the guy's name? The guy that calls the names now, not Flacco, but I can't think of his name. But he's a big guy, plays basketball, but he's like a Terminator. We catch the ball just. Even though I say Josh Cuevas was he was on a 1-leg scooter out there, and Pritchard was on crutches. They beat up, but they got to rest them up. I think they'll be totally fine. Josh is looking forward to having a huge fall coming up if you check out the video I just did on him. Offensive line, they're still trying to put it all together, but the tackles right now, Caden Proctor, William Formby, Olis Alanin from Finland. Brother is from Finland, y'all. Ricky's out there. Michael Carroll is a freshman, early qualifier. Jackson Lloyd is as well. Arkel Anugwam is from Ball State. And Casey Poe's been on the team for a minute. But I think Formby, it's a possibility he could lose his spot. But he got a lot of playing. He didn't play awful. I mean, a lot of his grades were like in the 80s and stuff, but he had some key points because he was young. He was just making mistakes on the field. I think he's probably ready to go. I'm just worried about Proctor getting healthy. That's the biggest thing we got to worry about. Where are we now? All right. And then on the inside, we already know who We already know Parker Burrell was going to be the center, backed up by Gino Vandermark. Gino Vandermark may play at the guard position. J-Rob is on the right-hand side. If he can stay healthy, he'll be a first-round draft pick next year. Cam Dewberry, who I thought was going to play tackle, has been doing the doggone thing, but he could get that left guard spot. He and Gino are going to go back and forth over that thing. Both of them are, long in the tooth. I think Gino, this is his last year. Cam Dewberry may have 2 years left. It's going to be tough. In the mix also is Rock Montgomery, Joseph Ayanada. I've been pronouncing my names. And some young whippersnappers coming up is Mal Waldrop and Michael Dubose. It's going to be a heck of a competition, but that left guard position, I think it's kind of a competition, but I think the tackles are pretty much set, but they are barring the recovery from injury by Proctor. Now, this is what I want to talk about, the defensive tackles we have. Y'all didn't get job in defensive tackles. Okay. Tim Keating III, 6'2", 324 pounds, the sexiest member of Kappa Alpha Psi at the University of Alabama. James Smith, 6'3", 295. Edric Hill, 6'3", 282. Jeremiah Beeman, freshman, and so he's still putting size on. Isaiah Faga, 6'2", 290. Stephen Boma. Remember the name. It don't spell like Boma. It starts with an M, but it's Boma. 6'4", 298. I think I ain't going to guess, from the continent of Africa by way of Canada. 6'4", 298. And I think the boy runs like a linebacker. I ain't lying. I can't wait to see him get on the field. I don't care if it's a backup route. The fresher they keep him, the better. Oh, man. I mean, he hits like nobody's business. At Bandit, the defensive end position, LT Overton, 6'5", 280. That's good enough. Jordan Renaud, 6'4", 260, and Keon Kelly. And they're still battling to try to see who's going to get that second spot rotation, but I think they're going to rotate 3. They just have that many. They have that many people out there. You have Keeley has made progress, but he'll get limited snaps behind Overton and Renaud. Collins is a junior. He's working both at the defensive tackle and the bandit position. So I think they're going to have some people flowing in and out of this system. Unless somebody just takes off and hits the portal, they got a lot of room to play and push people around, depending on the situation too. Never know, you want to put a fourth hand in the ground and maybe send in a husky or something, and just a lot of things we're going to be able to do now that the system has been in place for a while. Outside linebacker at Wolf, Quay Russo. If you don't know who Quay Russo is, you obviously don't play quarterback anywhere. If you play in the 8th grade team in the middle of Wichita, Kansas, you know who Quay Russo is, because he's going to wreak havoc on the backfields, not just on the quarterback, but on complete backfields. Backing him up is Jamarian Latham, Yanzi Pierre, Noah Carter, and Justin Hill, but I think it's going to be Latham and Q Russo for the most part. More Q Russo than anything else, with Pierre coming in on the third man out. Inside linebacker, we got a lot of injuries there, so our depth, as they say in the A-Day game, it was kind of off. You can see a lack of experience, because having Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson not out there was a big something. But Nakai Hill-Green is coming along. But they said that who was impressive was Q Reese, which I ain't shocked. His dad played linebacker over at Auburn. He was a beast and a terror on to the NFL. So I think we'll be fine, but we just need to heal up before the fall. Quarterback competition, like I said, it's like I thought. It would be Ty Simpson trying to hold on to Austin Mack, because he probably knows the playbook a little bit more, just in case something happens to Ty, and bringing Keelan Russell. But they say, Keelan looks good. He can make all the throws. They keep saying it's a they keep saying that he's what is this? Me says, let's talk about the freeze 5P. Hey, I look forward to it. They say they are not doing a 5P this year. Matter of fact, my Auburn associates over there, they think that they're going to be going to the playoffs. They think they're going to the playoffs. I'm like, just break 500 first, man. Get a couple games over 500 before you just say you're going. I do hate it when, people that you care for just walk around in Delusionville. Guys, watch this pollen down my throat. Where are we? So the 8-day game, provided some valuable insights, they say, but how can you tell that much from a practice? And hopefully it helped the coaches out a lot to get us ready for Florida State, but I just don't know. And going back to Ismi again, Watercool said the same thing about the 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have shared with them my opinions on them going to the playoffs, and it'd be good if they won 8 games. You know what I mean? When you have had 4 losing seasons in a row, if you win 8 games this season, that's a step in the right direction. I even heard somebody say that, we kind of got the same expectations for our team, but I agree. Auburn and we want our quarterbacks to do well. Everybody want their players do well. So that's a given. Everybody want to win that championship. Yeah, but where you start, we starting from 9, and they starting from what? 4, 5? How many games they won? 4 or 5? 3? Something like that. It's hard to tell because they so crappy. Anyway, but that's a wrap on Spring 25. I will have features coming out that pertain to the recruits and the transfers hitting the channels over the next few weeks. So make sure you give a brother a pound and hit that subscribe button. And please remember to join me Wednesday at 6 for Iron Bowl debates. Where we debate anything. We would debate anything. Like, does ketchup go on hot dogs at the cookout? And versus the opinion of why are you eating glizzies in public? I don't know. You tell me 6 p.m. this Wednesday, on Wednesdays, come in there, debate. We may not talk about that topic. I'll just give you an example, but why are you doing that? Anyway, add a pound of pressure to that subscribe button and hit the notification so you know, oh, look who just crept in here. Almost forgot about you. That's not pleasing. Glad I caught you. I do not pay attention to the 8A because it was uninteresting to bowl. Is that a word? New word added to the dictionary. Uninteresting to the bowl. Okay. You're right. Isby say you're right, Ty. If they get above 500%, Freeze may get an extension. Yeah, I want them to get 7 games. They have nothing to do with only get 7 games, then get 8 games and get 9 games, but keep losing to Alabama. And then they sign that man to a doggone extension because they think he's doing the right things. But we can only hope that they would be so foolish. But when we go live, and if you hit the subscribe button, and when we go live or when I drop something about in the sports about sport on the channel about news that you need to hear, and tell your friends you can find me on YouTube mainly and Facebook. Sometime I'm on Blue Sky and Tight Sports Talk on the Badlands or Twitter, better known as X. And then let's see. And I want to say Roll Tide to Sharp Shoes Podcast. Thank y'all for joining me today. 5 Adam, it's me, PhD, Huggy Beard. Peace to the brothers at Auburn Addicts. Water Cooler Podcast, Bubba the Old Man. They're a fine group of Auburn Americans. And with that, we will see you next week right here around the herd at 7:30 every Monday, unless it's a major holiday or I am really, really ill. And with that, have a great evening. And always remember, roll, tide, roll.